So welcome to episode 2 of our Run Club, the podcast that covers all things running.
All things running.
All things. Today our topic is motivation. Yeah, which is tough. So like getting out the door, you know?
Getting out the door and doing it.
Doing the running thing. So what gets you motivated, Ray?
Well, I love running. We've already established that. But it's not always easy to get yourself out the door,
It's true.
right?
Yeah, totally.
Weather might be bad, weather might be good. You might have a lot of things going on. And then it's hard to get yourself motivated. So for me, what I do is I look at my schedule, I look at my available time, and I try to work around the responsibilities that I have and things that I really need to do, and I have to have a set time to do my running.
Gotcha.
Right? So it just becomes a routine, right? There's just certain times where I know that I can get my run in, and I'm going to be able to get it in without interruptions.
Right.
And so things come up, and sometimes it's hard to get that run in, right? You know, if you have a family, and obviously if you have a job, and a lot of responsibilities, things come up. But I try to set my times when I can run, and I just have to do them. I have to stay on them, and it becomes habit, and it becomes routine.
Now,
And
do
that
you
helps.
do that like weekly? Do you know, do you sit down on a Sunday and say, okay, for this week, I'm running this day, this day, this day, or is it just kind of like a natural,
It's a natural thing. I mean, I don't necessarily sit down at the beginning of the week and write everything down, but I know my schedule,
Right.
I know the things that I need to do, and I try to just
Get them done.
get them done,
Gotcha.
know when my run has to be done, and do it.
Get it
And know that I have a very small window of opportunity, and if I don't act on that, if I don't do the run, then it's not going to happen.
Right.
And I don't want it to not happen.
Right.
You know, and so I don't know. It's kind of worked out for me. It's become a routine. It's become a habit. So
Yeah.
a good habit, I think.
I've heard that a lot from people, especially folks who have kids, where it's just if you have that spot, you gotta get after it because
Yeah.
it's not gonna come back.
Yep.
Whereas some other folks might have a little bit more flexibility with their schedule, whether they run in the morning or in the evening, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
If you have kids or
Mm-hmm.
those types of responsibilities, it's got to be tough to get it done
Yeah.
at any other point. Because I find if I don't get my run done in the morning, then it just doesn't get done. You know.
Yeah. How come? What are the reasons?
I think it's just for me. It's probably a lack of motivation.
Right.
So it's that. Like you were saying, the routine of it, getting up, getting it done, and then being on with my day.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the day, what it is, it's dark, it's cold, it's if it's a rainy day, it's even less likely to happen for me. Just because I don't know, the conditions don't line up for me,
Yeah.
and I'm not easily motivated. So I need things to motivate me.
Yeah.
So for me, having a commitment, a race or something that I'm training for, knowing off in the future that I have this thing I have to do,
Okay.
is always super helpful for me.
Okay.
Because like I said, if it's not done in the morning, it's not done.
Okay.
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, it's sometimes I have to do it in the morning, and there are times where I have to do it in the evening. I find it's harder to do. My motivation wanes afternoon, evening, but I still have to get my run in. Some days I only have the opportunity to do it in the evening, so I know that I have to just go and do it.
Right.
And the fuel's low in those moments, but I don't give myself a choice.
Right.
I just force myself into it.
Yeah.
So
Maybe that's something I should work on. Is just saying, hey, just get it done, man.
yeah, well, that's just what I have to do. And I find the more things I have going on, the more I'm apt to do the run, because I don't think about it. I just do it because of ritual or routine, and I just get it done.
Right.
But the more time I have, more spare time, the more likely I think I am just to say, maybe I won't do it. I don't know why. I'm not sure why that happens.
Isn't that interesting?
It's a psychological thing that I can't really explain.
Because like I find that like I don't have to be to work here till like 10, so like
Yeah.
I wake up at 5 and I have like 5 hours to get the run done.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know, man. Something happens when you have that much time to like do it. It's like maybe I'll just
Put it off.
put this off, and then you're like, oh crap, I gotta go to work now.
Yep.
So I think maybe like you said, just making sure it's like a routine, like a scheduled time. This is when I do my run. I have to do it. If I don't do it,
Yeah.
I'm in trouble.
And it wasn't always like that for me too, because it was like when I was really getting back into running, I didn't have the routines. Things were a little different because at the time I didn't have children, and I didn't own a home, so I didn't have, as many responsibilities,
Right.
But then it kind of evolved and developed, and now it's just become a habit.
Right.
And I like it. I mean, another thing that keeps me motivated is the fact that it helps keep me fit,
Right.
physically, emotionally, and I want to keep that up.
Yeah.
So that's why I look at it that way. It's not like it's.
It's a good habit.
It's a good habit. It's a good habit, and
Sure.
again, I love running, but it is hard to stay motivated. It really, really is.
Right.
You
That's
know?
what I think for me, like having that event, like if I'm training for a marathon or a race or something,
Yeah.
then I'll like make sure that I get my run done. It kind of just incentivizes me to get out the door. I remember when I trained for my first marathon, it was like game on,
Yeah.
You have that. I mean, I had never run 26.2 miles before, so I knew it took a lot of work. So just like mentally being prepared to
Mhm.
put in a lot of work, knowing that I'm gonna need it,
Yeah.
helped me on those crappy days to like get out the door and run,
Mm-hmm.
even when maybe I didn't want to.
Right.
Yeah.
So having an event,
Yeah.
race
Like a race or
that you're signed up for.
Yeah,
Mm,
typically.
okay.
Yeah, well for me, yeah, because like if I haven't signed up for it, maybe I won't do it.
Yeah.
So like committing like the dollars to it and
Yep.
saying like, okay, I just spent $200 on a marathon entry and I've got a weekend planned for, getting a hotel, driving there or flying there and like investing like a good chunk of change,
Yep.
then I know like, okay, I don't want to waste this. I gotta get to work.
Yep.
And then like just committing to it, like making sure. I remember like waking up pretty much 7 days a week, running 10 to 12 miles and just putting my head down and grinding it out. And there's days where you don't really want to, but like I really should, I have to,
Yeah.
because I got this race coming up and I have a goal I want to hit, so
Okay.
I gotta get to it.
So you've got that as your goal, and that's your motivation, but it is hard to do and get through
Yeah.
different parts of your training. What do you do? What do you do to get through to
Right.
reach that goal?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of little things that I try to do, so
Yeah.
like, maybe it's a group that I meet with. Like I remember, like when I was training for Philly, I had a buddy I used to meet up with, and like, heck, if we had to get out there at like 4 in the morning to get it done, because he had like a more of a normal work schedule. Then if I knew he was gonna be there at 4 o'clock in the morning, then I'm getting up at 3:30 and getting ready to rock and running at 4.
Yeah, that's cool.
It would be like he kind of held you accountable, like just having someone else to run with just held me accountable, and it was like super helpful to like just not want to let that person down.
Okay. Yep. And they don't want to let you down. You don't want to let them down.
Exactly.
And so
It's a
you work
give and a
together.
take. You work together
Right.
to accomplish your goals.
So if you have a partner, it's great, and more the merrier, right? I mean,
Right.
I like running in groups. I really enjoy running alone. There are times where I just like to let my thoughts just wander, and it's good. But I like running in groups. I like running in pairs. It's cool. You have discussions, and
Totally.
the run goes quickly, or the longer runs that might be daunting and might be frightening. The whole physical aspect of completing a long run is daunting. But if you have someone there, you can get through it a lot easier.
Totally, yeah.
Pushing each other and working together. So yeah.
Yeah, because that
That's cool.
motivation doesn't just wane like when you're heading out for the run. Sometimes it can wane at like mile
Mm-hmm.
5 or mile 6
Yeah.
of a 20-mile run or a 10-mile run, and you're like, I don't want to do the rest of this.
It's yeah.
But having that person there to kind of, hold you accountable. Conversation always makes the run go by like super quick.
Yeah.
And you don't really think about it, but it just keeps you motivated throughout the run to kind of get through it.
That's cool.
For sure. And like what I find is like when, say I am doing a longer run when I'm by myself and that motivation starts to kind of wane and maybe I want to turn that 18 miler into a 13 miler because I'm feeling kind of crummy.
Yeah.
I try to think about like, why am I having these thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
And like just realizing that they're just thoughts and I can let them go.
Okay.
Like when that thought comes in and it's like, oh boy, this feels like crap. Just acknowledge it, but then just let it go.
Yeah. That's whatever gets you through the run.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what's so cool about it. That's what's so I love. It's about running is that there's just all kinds of people. There are all kinds of runners, and some people keep track of their data. Some people don't. Some people just do the Zen thing and get out there every single day and run.
Yeah.
And other people meet up in groups, do it individually. So it's all good.
It's true, man.
It's all good.
It's true.
Whatever gets you through, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
find sometimes when I'm on the run and it's like one of those rough runs, I'll just like tell myself to like stop thinking so much, you know? So
Yeah.
like like if, especially like in a race or something, if I'm kind of feeling crummy and I know I got like a long way to go, I'll just tell myself to like stop thinking so much. Because like the thoughts, the negative thoughts will kind of like steal my motivation from me and make me want to slow down or like give up. And I
Yeah.
think that sometimes like having those like, just like we were saying, like take those thoughts and let them go, or just like don't even let them in.
Yeah.
Is a good way for me to stay motivated when I'm out there running and having a tough time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you think about when you're on the run
Oh.
that like gets you going?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question.
Thanks,
That's
right?
a great question. I mentioned before, I'll think about little things like just that cup of coffee,
Yeah.
coffee everywhere, or like, hot shower. But, my family comes up a lot.
Yeah.
I think about my family, and that usually would cheer me up. I think about my son, my daughter, my wife, and it gets me. It just pushes me along,
That's cool.
pulls me along sometimes too, and
Right.
shoves me along just to keep going.
Yeah, yeah.
It's thoughts like that are very, very motivating.
Totally.
Yeah.
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 Cool. How about running hypothetical for you?
A running hypothetical.
Running hypothetical.
Oh.
It's in regards to motivation.
Okay.
So, we talked a little bit about it, but like, say you are, it's like 8 a.m. or whatever, whenever you normally run in the morning.
Okay.
And you're ready to go. You get your hat on, your jacket, pants. You're like ready to go out the door. But then
Okay.
your wife calls you, says, oh, your son is sick. You need to pick him up from school. So
Okay.
no run
Okay.
in the morning.
All right. Yeah. I mean, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a run.
Right.
It's you go pick up your son, your daughter,
Right. Right.
and that's happened.
Yep.
Then maybe I don't give up hope.
Right.
I never give up hope in a situation like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Take care of your child. Take
Right.
care of business,
Right.
and
But what if it's like 6 p.m. You have like a little window,
yeah.
but it's like cold, it's dark, maybe it's rainy. Is there like a thought in your mind like, I'm just not doing it today, or is it like, I gotta go right now?
Sure. Those thoughts are there.
Yeah.
Doubts can be there. If I do get the opportunity, then I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
I just in my mind, I know I'm going to take it.
Right.
However, if I can't get out because I missed my run earlier because I had to pick up my son from school because he was sick, then gonna just take it, you know, just, hey, I didn't go running that day.
Right, right.
What are you gonna do?
It's not that big
There's
of a
always
deal.
tomorrow. The sun will come out tomorrow, you know,
Yeah,
and, you know, there's always tomorrow.
yeah, that's so true. Do you like use any like music on your run to like get you motivated?
I don't listen to music when I'm running,
Yeah. No, not a fan.
but I get distracted pretty easily. I'll probably run to the street, you know,
Yeah.
when I'm jamming out and, you know, be hit by a milk truck or something
Yeah,
like that.
we don't need that.
But I might sing sometimes, you know, or think about music.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I might not necessarily put the headphones on and listen to it, but sometimes I'll think about music.
Yeah.
But I don't tend to. You? Do you?
I do, yeah. I use
All the
it.
time? Every run or?
Most runs
Okay.
where I'm by myself, I'll use music or like a podcast or something to like
Okay.
just get me out the door, and
Yeah.
because then I feel like if I'm listening to a podcast, I feel like double productive because
Okay.
I'm like learning something and I'm running, so it's like whoa, this is
He's physically
awesome.
fit. He's a smarty pants.
Right.
No, that's cool.
But-
My wife always listens to music.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And I find music can get you like pumped up.
Oh, get you
know?
pumped. Yeah, absolutely.
So like I'll have
Yep.
like some tunes that come on that are a little bit more rockin', and you know you might see me running and sing along and being a little
Yeah.
goofy, but
that's totally cool.
it keeps
That's
your,
great.
it takes my mind off of the pain.
I like music if I go to, say, like a race or something like that. If there's music at the beginning or
Yeah.
during, it really picks me up. I can feel it, you know,
Yeah.
I react to it
Right. Yeah. Me too.
physically and emotionally. So, yeah.
Yeah. It gets you going.
Maybe I'll listen to it more when I'm out there. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually like they'll have something pumping you up in the beginning of a race.
Yeah.
It would be cool if they had like speakers all along the run. Well, sometimes they do. I guess it's like the rock and roll
Right.
hats and things like
Sure.
that. Yeah.
That's kind of,
cool.
yeah.
We used to do that at like track practice where we'd take over the like PA system or whatever and
Yeah.
play whatever music.
Cool.
Which is kind of fun.
Nice. Backstreet Boys or something like that?
So, you know, a little in sync.
I do have to say though, it's hard for me to run on a treadmill. I know people who run on treadmills all the time, and it's great, right? Whatever gets you through, whatever you like, whatever floats your boat. But I have a harder time with a treadmill. So music has helped me in the past.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm going to listen, if there's any time I'm going to listen to music when I'm running, more likely it's going to be when I'm on a treadmill.
Right,
So
right.
that's all. So then I can kind of like, that gets me pumped to do that. So.
Sweet. Yeah, yeah, you need something on the treadmill. If I'm on
Yeah,
the treadmill,
yeah.
then I'll put like a TV on or
Right.
a movie or some sort of music just to kind of get me through it.
It motivates you. Getting back to motivation.
It does.
It motivates
It
you.
motivates you.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And treadmills can be like so daunting, and
Yeah.
just the run itself can be brutal.
Yep.
So I need any help I can get
Yeah.
when I'm running on the mill. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Yeah. I find too, like having the right gear to run in is motivating too. So like if I know like it's gonna be like a rainy, windy run,
Yeah.
or if it's snowy and cold, if I know that I'm dressed properly, I'm more likely to get out the door. Like just knowing like, okay,
Oh,
there's
that's
gonna be
cool.
lots of puddles out there, I've got waterproof shoes, I'm gonna be good.
Nice.
Or like I've got a jacket where I'm not gonna get wet up top, so I'm gonna be all set.
So that sense of well-being in that situation is
Yeah,
motivating.
like I'm prepared for it,
Yeah.
and I
Nice.
know that I'll be all right.
That's very cool.
Yeah, and like sometimes just having like a outfit that makes you feel fast or whatever.
Yeah, it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
New pair of shoes, nice pair of shoes, makes you feel good. That could be motivating.
Right.
Getting a new pair of shoes.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how many times I've heard someone who, you know, a runner say, these feel so good. These
Right.
feel so good. I got a new pair of shoes. They feel great. I want to go out there and run. There you go.
Right. Yeah. Some
Yeah.
people will buy them and go out for a run that day.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's
Yeah.
true.
Just having like the right gear will get me motivated
Yeah.
for sure.
Nice pair of shorts, nice top, you know. It's winter, a nice hat. It feels good, feels warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. That can help get me out the door. If I like have some laundry that needs to be done and I don't have that gear, sometimes it's a little tougher. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, just being prepared can help me get out. knowing that like, okay, I can do this. Even like for like a race or something, if you know you're prepared for that race, then it's just a little bit more motivating to like actually go out there and do it.
Yeah.
Like I
Right.
know, like this past race I did in New Hampshire, I knew I wasn't prepared,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was really hard for me to like do it.
To go through with it.
To go
To
through
actually
it.
to do
Right,
the race.
Exactly. Yeah. So like.
Yeah.
But if you
Good
put in
point.
the work and you know like I'm prepared for this, I can do it, I'm ready, then
Yeah.
you're more likely to get out there and do it.
Absolutely.
You know?
What about like post-run or post-race treats? Are there anything that gets you motivated afterward? You know, to think about that gets you through it?
Totally. Yeah.
What are
So
those?
like if it's like a race and they have like a really good after party or like some
Yeah.
beers, like a good, really good food.
Yep.
Like there's a local race that's at a tavern where they have like a good spread. They've got beer, they've got like
Mhm.
pulled pork sandwiches, you've
Yep.
got like barbecue set up. If I know that's at the end, then
Yeah.
boy, I'm
Have you ever
ready
seen
to
the
rock.
shirts? Have you ever seen the shirts out there? So I do it for the, I run for the wine or I run for the beer or
Right.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. So like, yeah, knowing that, okay, I can drink that beer and I burn those calories and
Yeah.
I'm ready to rock.
Yeah.
That's always helpful.
I did a turkey trot on Thanksgiving, and a lot of people were like, well, they're like, I can go and eat some turkey now, guilt-free, or you know, like now
Right.
you can go feast, and yeah,
Yeah, it's so true. It's like, you need that little, it's like a carrot at the end of the stick.
exactly.
You know?
It's positive reinforcement right
Something to
there.
chase, right,
Yep,
yeah.
something to yeah, something to chase,
Yeah,
something to look
totally.
forward to.
Yeah, so I use the food, beer, usually are like a good motivation for me. Donuts, love donuts.
Mm.
In the morning, like if I have a long run, it'll be like Allie's Donuts
Oh.
or like going out to breakfast or something.
Sweet,
Yeah,
yeah, it's good.
yeah. We'll plan it out. Like if we do, like my wife and I will do like a long run, whether it's together or kind of separate, and then like after we'll meet up, and that's breakfast time, and that's awesome.
Cool.
And I know I earned it because I did the long run.
Nice.
Yeah, totally. And anything else motivate you, Ray?
If there, I mean, I like to be outside, I like to be in nature. So if the weather conditions are right, like say during those seasons where the weather's just beautiful,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you have a season where you so like spring and summer are like you feel more motivated?
I feel more motivated spring if it's not too hot, it's not too humid.
Yeah.
Like you get into May and you start leaves on the trees, blossoms, and it's just nice. The weather's just perfect. It's not before it gets too hot, humid.
Yeah.
That's motivated to get out there and just
Totally.
maybe hit the trails or try to get myself into the nicest spot that I can be in.
Right.
And that's motivating to me, You get nice fresh breezes, there's just certain aromas during that time of year. And I like fall. Fall is great.
Fall's
October's a
perfect, yeah.
great month, It tends to cool down and you get the nice, beautiful colors of the trees, and
Right.
that's motivating.
Totally.
That's motivating, and again, I try to, in those situations, if I can get myself into a spot that I know is just going to be beautiful, like some nice trail, nice
Yeah.
path somewhere, or
Yeah.
nice street.
Sometimes that helps
Yeah.
me, like just traveling to a spot that I
Yeah.
know. So like
Right.
if I drove there, then I'm gonna get my run done because I got
Right.
myself there, so
Yeah.
I gotta do it.
You have to, in
Yeah.
that case, yeah.
Totally.
So the weather conditions can be very motivating to me. They're
Totally.
motivating me to get out there.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
if the weather is like 50 degrees and sunny, it's like so easy to get out there and do something.
Yeah, as opposed to it's dead winter.
Right, it's negative.
And it's like -2,
Right.
really, really cold, it's windy, and it's icy. That's hard. It's
Yeah.
really hard to get yourself, to get motivated. So yeah, the seasons play into that, weather conditions play into that for sure.
Yeah. So
You know.
you'd say like spring, summer, fall, good, winter, not so good.
Yeah, I guess so. When it's really icy and snowy and cold, it's hard. Although it is nice to run on a nice, 30-degree day when there's like snow cascading down.
Yeah. As long
You
as
know,
it's
you
not
can
too
smell wood
dangerous.
smoke, from the fireplaces, and that's kind of nice. you know.
Right, right.
But yeah, when it's really treacherous and you don't know if the next step is going to be one that's going to put you down because there's ice there or
Right,
something,
right.
that's tough. But yeah.
Yeah, that can be brutal. It can
Mhm.
be brutal. And that's why I find like being prepared helps me get out the door
Exactly.
when it's like winter and the conditions are terrible.
Yeah.
Knowing that like, okay, I've got trail shoes on, so my traction's good, or I've
Yeah.
got like a pair of yak tracks to throw on, so I
Mhm.
won't fall down. I'll be ready. I'm good.
Yeah.
That's a motivator to get me out the door, you know?
Yeah. So you feel like prepared,
Right.
ready to go.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, 'cause I'm the
Solid.
same way. I think spring and summer, fall, perfect. Winter's just like the rough spot. So
It's-
then
yeah.
usually I plan my little like break in the wintertime, like December, January, to kind of like, okay, reset, and then get back out there when the spring comes around.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good. It's good.
Yeah.
You know the times. You're in touch with the times that you're less likely to be motivated. You kind of plan your rest, maybe breaks, layoffs around that period of time. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's good. And that's all like that kind of develops over time, right? Like
Totally.
you after you've been running for a long time, you get it. You know certain things about. You learn certain things about yourself. You know what I mean? And then you know your vulnerabilities. Maybe, or just those times where you might be less motivated, and you work with that,
Right.
with what you got. It's tough as a new runner, I find, or if you haven't gotten back into it, to really be in touch with everything. With yourself physically and emotionally, and how the run's going to affect you. So,
Yeah, you're just kind of learning
Yeah.
how to feel that stuff out,
Yeah.
and it just comes with time.
it comes with time. It comes with time and experience. And I think it's helpful too. And we talked about this before, like the whole talking to others, meeting up with others. Community is very, very important. I think.
Yeah.
I think if you're newer, or you're getting back even newer to running, or if you're getting back into it, it helps to be with other people, like-minded people,
Totally.
talking to them.
Yeah.
You talk like this. You just sit there. You talk, or you're
Yeah.
running there. You have conversations, and then you realize that, what do you do to get motivated?
Right.
Wow, this is what I do. What do you do to get motivated? And you talk, and
Yeah.
you share ideas.
Yeah, usually you can find the person who's been through the same thing you're
Yeah.
going through.
Yeah.
Especially if you're new and like you have a group of other new people who you're running with,
Yeah.
or even if it's like just a group of people who are runners, they've definitely been through what you've
Oh,
been
yeah.
through. Because
Yeah.
like everybody was new at one point.
Yeah.
So okay, well, I'm having this issue where I can't get myself consistent, I can't get out the door, and then you can, chat with folks and figure out what they did.
Yeah.
And just having that group to either communicate with or meet up with to run is like a huge help to keep you motivated.
Yeah. Yeah. That knowledge is power.
Knowledge is
It
power.
really helps.
Yeah.
And on the other, another thing too is you could be an experienced runner, and maybe you get injured and you're trying to get back into, or you just laid off because it just happens. You weren't motivated, and so hooking up with people, connecting with people, making social connections, and talking to people who've been through the same thing. And what you could learn how they dealt with that and handled the situation. So.
Right.
So.
Right. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
It's 9:52.
Cool.
Good one.
That was good. What do you think?
I think so.
Good stuff?
I think it was good. Our video got messed up, but we have the audio still.
Okay.
So we're good.
That's cool.
Podcast.
Podcast is a go. What happened? Did it
Well, when someone called me,
Okay.
I think it cut
kicks
the
out.
video.
Okay.
Yeah. But we got the last bit
All right. Cool.
when they called. But yeah, so we'll, what do you want to talk about next week, Ray?
Next week. Do we want to do something completely different, or do we want to try to spin off something that we because we could, I mean, I don't know. It could be a straight through kind of thing like we did last week and this time, just with a theme, or we could also split up segments too.
Yeah,
That's always been around the possibilities, we can do that too.
yeah, yeah.
So then, maybe we talk a little bit about one thing and then do something fancy that gets us to a segue into another thing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can do something like that.
I like the whole hypothetical thing, because I was thinking that too. I was thinking that last night. I was like, maybe we should just do one, and you just threw it in there, and that was perfect.
Yeah.
Because then now if we can get that
The little,
running hypothetical,
yeah, get that in
So,
there. Right.
yeah, that would be neat.
Totally.
So,
So yeah, I think that would be cool if we could do like a split deal.
yeah.
I don't know what that would be though. Because we gotta get like a little wrap up for this one,
Yeah.
and then yeah. Something fun.
We stop and then we do like a thing that says segue or something. Goofy. Maybe we don't want to.
Or we just like completely switch topics,
Yeah.
and then just throw a little segue in there.
So do we want to do a closing here?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
So we do that,
Yeah,
and
something.
we should do that. And then should we mention this? We were going to mention anything about next week, or we just going to say?
Tune in next week, episode 3, or we can just wrap it up. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just helpful when we're like have a thing to wrap it up with. Like tune in next week when we talk about this, instead of just saying, "All right, we gotta go. Bye."
Yeah, I know. Really. Okay. See you later. Tune in next week when we talk about all things running.
Maybe we can talk about injuries, we can talk about racing, we can talk about fun things that happened on our run, we can talk about like
Mm-hmm. I like fun things happen on like the things that happen on the run.
yeah,
Then we have to think of some instances.
right. And maybe it's just a show where we just talk about different things that happened on our run.
Yeah.
Like you had the thing that happened on your run, I had the thing that happened on my run, and we just
Okay.
or we can be like, we can do that and then boom, split into something else if you want that.
Okay. Fun things on the run,
Yeah.
or any kind of thing on the run.
Or any kind
Okay.
of thing on the run. Or I mean, if you want to make it, it can be anything.
Yeah,
It could be like
okay.
a scary thing. It can be like a crazy thing.
Okay.
Just be like things that happened on the run.
Okay. I like that. Things that happen on the run. Okay.
And then we'll each have like a couple of different things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Things that happen on the run. I like that.
Does that work?
Yeah, it
All right,
does.
cool. And then we can throw another running hypothetical in there.
We could do that, right? Okay. I like it.
Like it?
Yeah.
Do you want to wrap this up?
All right. Last time.
Last time you said you had to go get your kids.
Okay, all right. Do we want to do it like that abruptly?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we could just be like, oh, all right, so that concludes episode 2, and
Yeah.
next week we'll tune into.
Okay.
All right, you want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, sure. So all right, so
Go.
that concludes episode 2 of the Our Run Club podcast. Tune in next week when we talk about some things that happened on our run.
Things that happen on the run. So you might want to think about that. What kind of things happen on the run for you?